Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, members of the head table, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I left politics in 1995, promising myself never to appear on a political platform again, or to be actively involved in politics, except to exercise my franchise on election day. I left very disillusioned at what passed for politics in this country. The politics of race and partisanship, and in my own party, the UNC, the politics of hate and spite, intolerance, the stifling of democratic principles, the politics of do as I say but not as I do. That was in 1995. I ask you tonight, does that ring a bell? Has anything changed since? No! And I remember campaigning in this very same junction in 1991 as I campaigned throughout the Siparia constituency, speaking of the fact that our parents, our children, our uncles, our aunts, our relatives, our neighbors, having to sleep in the corridors of the San Fernando General Hospital. Today, 16 years later, and $350 billion later, that has not changed. Compare that with the obscene wastage at the Brian Lara Stadium site. And we have to ask ourselves, what have we done about this as a community? Is this not a cause of shame for all of us? Add to that the state of national insecurity, where every parent today fears for his children and for themselves. Add to that the collapse or the subverting and dismembering of the institutions that make up our civil society. Add to that the rampant corruption at all levels and at every institution in this country. And so for me, the final straw was the obscene murder of the 12-year-old drummer boy, Adrian Richards, a child of this country, Trinidad and Tobago. And so tonight I embrace this platform because I no longer have the luxury of sitting and allowing things to slide further, as though this country didn't belong to me, did not belong to any one of us at all. I am on this platform tonight because I believe, in fact I know, we have to fundamentally change the way the UNC operates as a political vehicle if we want to see meaningful change. We cannot and must not let it be business as usual. There are far too many people in this country who are fed up of the excesses of the PNM, including a lot of their own members. But these people will not vote for the UNC as presently constituted. And let me tell you another thing, my friends. Opposition is a comfortable place to be. If you are lazy, or if you like the name MP, you can blame from there, you can blame the government for all the ills of the country. And you can always tell your supporters that your hands are tied. Unless, of course, you are like Ramesh and Jack and are prepared to go into the trenches with your constituents and put your money where your mouth is, like I did at the height of the last recession. And then you must also understand that in opposition you cannot effect the fundamental changes that are necessary, nor do you have adequate resources to galvanize and strengthen the people and institutions necessary to bring about a better society. Staying in opposition, my friends, is therefore not an option. It cannot be an option. And I want to say, Mr. Bastille Pandey must be given full credit for changing both the political and social landscape of this country. But his politics is no longer relevant to a country and a people seeking security and a rightful place in the sun. Let me make this crystal absolutely clear. The security and development that we desire will definitely not come by being in opposition. Understand me clearly, I do not dislike Mr. Pandey. I have long respected and admired him, but I am on this platform tonight because I love my country more. Tonight I call on Mr. Pandey, my former leader, for the sake of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Pandey, for the sake of all our people, Mr. Pandey, for the sake of your legacy, Mr. Pandey, be magnanimous, forget hurts, imagined or real, reorganize the party and its leadership, and work in a sincere and meaningful manner to integrate all the opposition forces. Politics, after all, is about winning friends and building alliances, not about marginalizing different views. That is the old politics. Cosmetic changes like a senatorship will not do. That is the old politics. Talking unity while clutching all the marbles is the politics of deception and mamagai. That is the old politics. And we must understand, my friends, and be prepared to accept that the UNC does not belong and cannot belong to any one person or any one group of people. My friends, we simply cannot continue to sit and watch our country go down a slippery slope with a hands-off attitude. That is simply not an option. We are now at the edge of a precipice. For the sake of our children, I beg you tonight to join this movement for change. In closing, let me say that the politics of race has for far too long stultified the growth of our once beautiful country. Racial politics must be destroyed if we are to achieve our fullest potential and be the best that we can be. It matters not who the Prime Minister is, whether he or she is black, white, yellow or green, short or tall, ugly or good looking, as long as he or she is a Trinbagonian and has integrity and is prepared to look after the interests of our country and our people, and more importantly, be prepared to listen to us. Tonight, I call on my father's generation, I call on my generation, I call on the young people, I call on all persons of whatever creed or race, or whatever professional standing, rich or poor. If you indeed love this country, if you feel this country is yours, and it is worth saving and securing, join this platform for change. May God bless and keep us. Thank you.